Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nerdmodon, and today is Wednesday, so we have yet again another episode of Would You Rather. This is a video series where I'll be going over approximately 5 questions and answering them in the most appropriate manner. So with the rules and guidelines reviewed, let's start off the episode. Coming in at our first Would You Rather question, I have, would you rather cut your hands with broken glass or lick rusty nails? Now, for me personally, I feel like licking rusty nails would be a better option considering that I don't have to physically cut myself with broken glass in this instance. Now, of course, neither of these are great options. You're either going to be probably getting an infection from licking rusty nails, considering that I don't imagine they're cleaned, and they also have rust on them, which is usually not good in most situations. So that's definitely a negative by itself. But also, cutting yourself or both hands in this instance with broken glass is not going to be enjoyable. You're not going to be able to physically pick stuff up because those things are going to get infected. And in many cases, just the overall overwhelming pain is going to be reaching an all-time high, considering that some of us are going to be cutting over pre-existing wounds, and then that's obviously going to hurt a lot more than the initial one. But I figure going with licking rusty nails is just going to be the better of two evils in this specific case for myself. Coming in at our second question, I have, would you rather get married to someone you don't love or get married to the love of your life, but you can never have sex with them? Now, of course, I think I'm going to go with marry someone that I love, considering that overwhelming passion would be there, as well as maybe the strive to better things in different areas. Sex is great, don't get me wrong, but there are also a lot of things in life that are awesome as well. There are things that compete with that level of intimacy between you and your partner, and I feel like all of that work to strengthen your friendship in the past, as well as that knowledge to connect with them, is always going to be there, and I feel like you could just do a lot more greater things in that aspect than having a hit it and quit it moment. And in many cases, I feel like that would just be a little bit more important to myself, but I guess that's just how I'm going to answer it. Coming in at our third question, I have, would you rather have nipples that constantly change colors like a disco light, or have nipples that look like diamonds? Now, of course, as appealing as diamond nipples might be, I feel like that they're going to protrude a lot more out of the skin, which are going to be caught when you're laying down, especially on your stomach. So I'm not too interested in that, especially if I'm going to be tearing my sheets apart, but by itself, I feel like having nipples that would change colors would be pretty interesting, and maybe they have something to do with your mood, and maybe they would go from the standard red to blue and all the other great colors that are in the rainbow by itself. But I feel like that would just be the better of the options for me, and I feel like it would have some humor to it, so maybe you could use it in a party or in a situation that would require you to have lights on your nipples. Coming in at our fourth question, I have, would you rather drink a bottle of maple syrup or eat a container of butter? And I feel like the easy answer is to drink a bottle of syrup, considering that syrup tastes amazing. I'm usually one of those guys that likes to drench my pancakes with more syrup than pancake ratio, so in this case, this doesn't sound too bad, but I feel like eating a stick of butter would just be atrociously disgusting, so I'm going to try to stray as far away from that option as humanly possible. And finally, coming in at our fifth question, I have, would you rather sprout a tail or sprout a horn? Now, I'm going to easily go with sprout a tail, considering that I don't know what I would do with a horn. I don't feel like it would allow me to wear a hat as well, which is something that I commonly wear, just in case you guys don't know. But with that in mind, I feel like having a tail wouldn't be as bad. I mean, we talked about this in previous episodes, but the functionality of the tail is yet to be heard of, and I'll keep you guys posted as it grows. But when it comes down to it, guys, this has been this episode of Would You Rather. Of course, if you guys would like to recommend a question for next week, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I usually take your guys' submissions as priority one, so you always have a very good chance of getting in the episode if that's something that you're willing to do. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I will see you guys in the next installation, and until then, guys, this is NMO, and I'm going to be signing out. Peace.